your area. Well, we know, parents, it takes a village to raise our kids, and not everyone has the support they need, unfortunately. But Arizona parents and caregivers, you're in luck. We are one of the states with a free service for those who care for kids up to 5 years old. We're talking about the Birth to 5 Helpline. On the other side of that helpline, our early childhood specialists standing by. Hopefully you're not in the dark about this and you know about this service. You may be thinking, what? This is available? It is. So here to talk more about this free service is someone who made use of it himself. Jake Adams is the Chief Development Officer at Southwest Human Development. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Well, Tess, thanks for having me. I love talking about the Birth to 5 Helpline. I call them baby whisperers. They are early childhood experts that can really help a parent to solve challenges that they're having. It could be potty training, my kid's not doing the same thing the other kids are doing, my 18-month-old is hitting my 6-month-old. When my wife sets him down, that was the call that I made.
Oh my goodness.
And when I called them, I spent about 20 minutes on the phone with them. They offered me tools to figure out how to do this, and it wasn't things that I would have thought of. They weren't judgy about me trying to put him into timeout, you know, which isn't really always effective and usually isn't. But they helped me to figure out, like, give him a choice of what pajamas to wear before bed, or let him decide if he wants to take his lovey or his toy truck in the car when you go for a drive. And I'm not kidding you, within 2 days, the behavior had nearly stopped.
That's amazing.
It was absolutely incredible.
The experts on the other side are there who will think with you to help find a solution. We have that number. We just posted it up, and we'll bring it back again in the corner of your screen, so make sure you write that down throughout this. It is a free hotline. And, you know, what's great is, like you mentioned, you were on the phone with them about 20 minutes. It's not I have a quick question, here's the answer, or here's the generic answer, and then we hang up. People, the experts are spending time with the people who really need it, obviously, for them to make that phone call.
Well, you're absolutely right, and it's not just a tip line. And one thing I will just clarify, it's not a hotline either, so we're open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Okay,
We'd love to be open 24 hours, 7 days a week, but that's just not available with the funding that we have.
Okay.
But 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., Monday through Friday, give them a call. And you're right, we really take the time to understand everything that's going on, because sometimes a phone call will come in and it's really talking about one little issue, but we start digging a little deeper and we're like, hey, there's a lot more going on here, and we can really help this family to get connected to resources that can, maybe they're worried about losing their home, which a lot of families are going through right now with the sky-high rents and things like that. We can help families get connected to get support for things that you just never realize, but are connected to what's going on with the stress that the family is feeling. So it's pretty awesome.
We're looking at some of the video right now of some of the great people who are answering your calls, again, Monday through Friday, 8 to 8, which is still a good enough time, right? And you want to reiterate as well, they're not pediatricians, right? If you do have a medical issue, you want to call your own pediatrician. Right. But a lot of times we do have questions like, what type of, like, sleep, you know, this way, how should I be sleeping? And that's something that the experts on your line can answer.
For sure. Absolutely. We say there's no question out of the question, and frankly, if it is medical, they're going to say, hey, you got to call your pediatrician on this. So don't be afraid to call if you're, like, not sure. Just give them a call and see what you can think through with them. And we really do spend the time to figure out what the best thing is for you and your family, because raising a child, every child is unique. So if there was a handbook for raising a child, I think there's about 87,000 children born every year in the state of Arizona. You need that many handbooks. You have triplets. I know that each one of them has their own unique
They're all different,
things that that you experienced when you're raising them. So there is not a one-size-fits-all solution. And so really thinking through it, and especially with those more challenging things, because as parents, we don't learn a lot of these things. You don't learn this in high school or college.
We're winging it, right? We're winging it half the time.
Yeah. But we do, you know, we do our best, and most of us do really well. But it's not always easy. And so a little bit of help. And by the way, if you're a grandparent, and your kid's calling you up and saying, hey, I don't know what to do with my grandkid here, you can look like a hero. Call the Birth to 5 Helpline. And, you know, it might have been 30 years since you had a baby. Call the Birth to 5 Helpline. ask them for advice and come back.
Love
and
that.
your kids might think you're a genius.
So it's birth to 5. I'm waiting for the 13-year-old one. Jake Adams with the Southwest Human Development. We sure appreciate your taking the time this morning and coming in. His kids are now 6 or 8, so he's waiting for the 6-year-old hotline there, helpline, we should say. So just to recap for folks at home this morning, thank you so much, Jake. We appreciate your time. If you or someone you know needs the support, again, the service is free. Just call that number. It is 877-705-KIDS. Super easy. Write it down. 877-05-KIDS, which is 5437. Experts, again, standing by 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday. There's also an app, as there is an app for everything. Just search the Birth to 5 Helpline in the App Store. And I think, Kylie, you already wrote this down, right, for when the time is right.
The time is not right yet, but it will be someday, and I'll be calling that line. Thank you, Tess.